in the name of God, the gracious, the merciful. O Prophet, fear God, and do not obey the unbelievers and the hypocrites. God is knowledgeable and wise. And follow what is revealed to you from your Lord. God is fully aware of what you do. And put your trust in God. God is enough as a trustee. God did not place two hearts inside any man's body. Nor did he make your wives whom you equate with your mothers, your actual mothers. Nor did he make your adopted sons, your actual sons. These are your words coming out of your mouths. God speaks the truth, and guides to the path. Call them after their fathers. That is more equitable with God. But if you do not know their fathers, then your brethren in faith and your friends. There is no blame on you if you err therein, barring what your hearts premeditates. God is forgiving and merciful. The Prophet is more caring of the believers than they are of themselves, and his wives are mothers to them. And blood relatives are closer to one another in God's book than the believers or the emigrants, though you should do good to your friends. That is inscribed in the book. Recall that we received a pledge from the prophets, and from you, and from Noah, and Abraham, and Moses, and Jesus son of Mary. We received from them a solemn pledge, that he may ask the sincere about their sincerity. He has prepared for the disbelievers a painful punishment. O you who believe, remember God's blessings upon you, when forces came against you, and we sent against them a wind, and forces you did not see. God is observant of what you do. When they came upon you, from above you, and from beneath you, and the eyes became dazed, and the hearts reached the throats, and you harbored doubts about God. And then the believers were tested, and were shaken most severely. When the hypocrites and those in whose hearts is sickness said, God and his messenger promised us nothing but illusion. And when a group of them said, O people of Yathrib, you cannot make a stand, so retreat. And a faction of them asked the Prophet to excuse them, saying, our homes are exposed, although they were not exposed. They only wanted to flee. Had it been invaded from its sides, and they were asked to dissent, they would have done so with little hesitation. Although they had made a pledge to God, in the past, that they will not turn their backs. A pledge to God is a responsibility. Say, flight will not benefit you, if you flee from death or killing, even then you will be given only brief enjoyment. Say, who is it who will shield you from God, if he intends adversity for you, or intends mercy for you? Besides God, they will find for themselves neither friend nor helper. God already knows the hinderers among you, and those who say to their brethren, come and join us. Rarely do they mobilize for battle, being stingy towards you. And when fear approaches, you see them staring at you, their eyes rolling, like someone fainting at death. Then, when panic is over, they whip you with sharp tongues. They resent you any good. These have never believed, so God has nullified their works. A matter easy for God. They assumed that the confederates had not withdrawn. But were the confederates to advance, they would wish they were in the desert with the Bedouins, inquiring about your news. And if they were among you, they would have done little fighting. You have an excellent example in the messenger of God. For anyone who seeks God and the last day, and remembers God frequently. And when the believers saw the confederates, they said, this is what God and his messenger have promised us. And God and his messenger have told the truth. And it only increased them in faith and submission. Of the believers are men who are true to what they pledged to God. Some of them have fulfilled their vows. And some are still waiting, and never wavering. That God may reward the truthful for their truthfulness, and punish the hypocrites, if He wills, or pardon them. God is forgiving and merciful. God repelled the disbelievers in their rage. They gained no advantage. God thus spared the believers' combat. God is strong and mighty. And He brought down from their strongholds those of the people of the book who backed them, and He threw terror into their hearts. Some of them you killed, and others you took captive. And He made you inherit their land, and their homes, and their possessions, and a region you have never stepped on. God has power over all things. O Prophet, say to your wives, if you desire the life of this world and its finery, then let me compensate you, and release you kindly. But if you desire God, His messenger, and the home of the hereafter, then God has prepared for the righteous among you a magnificent compensation. O wives of the Prophet, whoever of you commits a proven indecency, the punishment for her will be doubled. And that would be easy for God. But whoever of you remains obedient to God and His messenger, and acts righteously, we will give her a double reward. And we have prepared for her a generous provision. O wives of the Prophet, you are not like any other women, if you observe piety. So do not speak too softly, lest the sick at heart lusts after you, but speak in an appropriate manner. And settle in your homes. And do not display yourselves, as in the former days of ignorance. And perform the prayer, and give regular charity, and obey God and His messenger. God desires to remove all impurity from you, O people of the household, and to purify you thoroughly. And remember what is recited in your homes of God's revelations and wisdom. God is kind and informed. Muslim men and Muslim women, believing men and believing women, obedient men and obedient women, truthful men and truthful women, patient men and patient women, humble men and humble women, charitable men and charitable women, fasting men and fasting women, men who guard their chastity and women who guard, men who remember God frequently and women who remember. God has prepared for them a pardon, and an immense reward. It is not for any believer,